So good afternoon, everyone. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar session on the topic Automated DSC Signing Solution. So I am Mahesh and the host for today's webinar by Incresol, and I will be assisting you in case you find any difficulties during the session. And also you can keep posting your queries in the chat, which will be discussed in the last 15 minutes of our QA session. And today we have two speakers for the today's session. Mr. Naralini Kumar, the Director and the CTO of Incresol Software Services, and Mr. Shishir Ramineni, a product subject matter expert. So now I hand over the mic to Mr. Nalini Kumar to take the session forward. Mr. Nalini, over to you.
Yep, thank you, Mahesh. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope I'm audible to all, and hope you are able to see my screen as well. Okay, so I'm on the presentation screen in the title slide. And in the today's in the webinar, we are divided into the two parts, or three parts, in fact. First part is going to be a solution explanation through a few slides. And after that, we'll give you the demonstration from our system. And after that, we can go ahead with the Q&A session so that we can address all your queries. So in today's webinar, what we are going to cover is like, I just will give an overview of what are the different type of signing options available or currently in use in the market, and what is the digital signing, and why digital signing is gaining importance nowadays, and how our solution works, and the data flow of our solution, and more explanation on that, and key features of digital signing solution, and why ASP tags. ASP tags is a proprietary product of Incresol Software Services. So we'll explain about that, and after that, demonstration, and we followed by Q&A. So let's start with the different signing options in use. So what do we mean by signing? So suppose you are signing something, or you're attaching your identity to some particular document, that is called a signing. For example, there are various types of signings are available or we followed over the period of time. One is the wet signatures, that is nothing but you print a paper and you sign physically and you put your company seal. Most of the companies in India are still following these wet signatures. So this requires a person dependency. The person should be at the plant or the specific place, and they should get the access to the printer or the printed documents, and they need to review it and after that sign it and seal it. So it's a long process. It's a time-taking process, and also huge dependency on the person. And the other approach is like the e-signature. E-signature is nothing but you attach your signature image. Suppose you are signing something like this in the paper, you scan that signature part and you can like affix that part into the digital documents. That's the one way. Or other option is like you use a stencil or something like that, or and draw your signature. So one of these options you use in the e-signature. And e-signature don't have all the legal validity or the legal compliance suitability. And typed or draw signatures, this is more like you just type your name and you get signatures from specific format, like a DocuSign and all are having this type of feature. Okay, this is another way of affixing your signatures. Generally, you do it in the agreements or the contracts. Other option is biometric signature. It's the most secure signature mechanism, or affixing your identity to the information that you are acknowledging. So just you can use this, like most of you might be already experiencing it in the Aadhaar biometric verification when you are signing some certificates or opening a bank account. All those considered as a biometric signatures. So nowadays, most of the bank accounts are getting opened without much of the paperwork or the signatures. Only thing, for the check purpose, you are going to write your signature, and that will be scanned and kept in the bank. But otherwise, remaining all documentation process happens through biometric signature. Okay, another thing is like it's more for the web applications or some sort of a terms and conditions type of places. We have this click to sign or click wrap agreements. That is nothing but you just tick mark saying that I agree and you accept. Or when you're installing some software, this type of approach happens. Or when you are registering for some cloud or the web-based applications, first page is to come like a terms and conditions or the terms of service, etc. Those places typically we use it, but definitely we don't use this type of approach for the business documents. So the most applicable signature mechanism for the business documents, what do we mean by business documents? Like the invoices that you are issuing to the party, or the purchase orders you are issuing to the party, or you are doing the quality certificates you are issuing to the concerned parties, or the challenge or any document that you are generating, which is getting exchanged between the stakeholders, wherever you want to ensure that the right authority has reviewed it and authorized it. So wherever the type of approach is required, so the digital signature is the one option which is legally valid, at least in India. In most of the countries, it's globally, most of the places, it's a legally valid approach, where the digital document like your PDF copy of your invoice or purchase orders or sales order or any document can be digitally signed using a digital signature. And also the good part with this one is like the document will be encrypted, or the cryptography will be applied, and it will be encrypted with the private key or the public key mechanism, so that the receiving system or the receiving party can verify the signature as well, or the validate that signature. If someone tried to tamper that signature document, suppose you signed with a digital signature and someone tried to edit that PDF document using a PDF editor or something, automatically the sign will become invalid. That means any tampering happens post to the signing, that can be easily identifiable. That's the most secure way of exchanging your documents and assuring that integrity of the document that you are sharing with the partners. So there are two ways of doing this digital signature. One, it's a token based signature. Okay, it's a bit old approach, I can say, or even not only old, it's from olden days. It is there quite some time. Like every individual will be authorized with a key based dongle. Okay, token based dongle will be issued. That's a class 2, class 3 certificates we call generally. You might be already seeing your accounting department using them for signing the GST returns or other purpose activities, right? So same dongles can be utilized for signing your documents as well. Okay, so that's the one type of approach. So using the dongles you can sign. So second option is like certificate based signature. Like it's hard for that issue that many dongles to all the concerned department or authorities. Then you can go with the certificate called a PFX or the P12 certificates, PKCS certificates, which you can issue at the organization level. That means you are authorizing the document at the organization level through a person. So that organizational identity can be embedded in the certificate. That certificate will ensure that the document is authorized from the X company or the Y company or Z company. So the same will be assured along with the name of the authorized person as the additional information in the certificate or the sign embedding on the document. So these two options comes under the digital signature. So typically our ASP tax solution, digital signing solution, covers both the approaches, both the ways you can use or both the options you can use using our solution. So why digital signing is required? Why can't we go with the wet signing, or why can't we go with the e-signature? E-signature don't encrypt anything, and it just is fixing a picture or some drawing with the stencil you are doing it there. So this digital signature ensures the security and integrity. Then whatever you are signing, that document is cryptographically encrypted, and if anyone tampers it, it will be invalidated. So automatically you are ensuring the security of the information that you are transferring through the document. And faster transactions, it's like there's no involvement of paper printouts and paper-based work or the movement of paper from one desk to other desk. So all can happen through the workflow in a system. So that you can say that faster transaction or the approval process or the authorization process can be faster in terms of getting authorization from the concerned department or the concerned HOD or the concerned approver. Cost savings, definitely it's like because there is no paper, it's like you can eliminate a lot of paperwork or the printing of paper, courier and shipping of these documents to the concerned parties. Considering the digitally signed documents are legally valid, just emailing those documents to the concerned parties as good as like you are exchanging a proper valid legal document. No need to send a physically signed and stamped copy of a paper through courier or through proper transporter or the whatever the medium. So it will definitely save your costs along with improving the productivity of your team. Convenience and accessibility, that's we already discussed. It can be considering it's a digital based access and workflow based approval process, so you can access it anywhere and you can do it anytime. So there's no much dependency on a specific location or a specific specific location, availability of a person at a specific location, and also all can be eliminated. So they can access anywhere wherever they have the access to the system. Improved workflow, that's like it will go through the proper structured process. That means if any changes happen in your organization level, also can adopt it very easily. Or if people got changed, new person is appointed at that authorized level, then automatically it's all the, as the process is already set up or the workflow is already set up, so the new person can also execute the process or the participate in the process easily. And also it helps you to increase the efficiency of your team. Audit trail. So this is also, it's like as part of every action happening against the digital signing process, that will have the trail recorded in the system. So as part of your audit or anything, who did this authorization at what time, who verified, and who authorized it or who signed, along with the date and time, everything will be recorded in the system. So you have the full audit trail. And reduce the environmental impact, considering we are minimizing the paper and all other dependent activities. And so that definitely helps to minimize the paper. It's like it helps to improve your environmental contribution in terms of sustainability. And easy integration. These solutions are software-based solutions, so you can integrate these with any of your ERP systems within your ERP or in parallel to your ERP or the cloud-based. Various options are available based on the different solutions available in the market, and you can perform the integrations and achieve directly from your ERP system. You can achieve that. And compliance and record keeping. So most of the things are digitally maintained in your system within the same ERP system. That helps you to avoid different record keeping and different folders of the different places. So it's like the compliance and record keeping will become much simplified. And most of the jurisdictions, in many jurisdictions, this digital signing process is legally valid. Even in India, it's a legally valid process. So now let us see what ASP Tax digital signing solution. The product name of ASP Tax digital signing solution is iDigi Pro. So it has two options, as I said. It's a USB token-based signing through SAP GUI. So directly integrated with SAP. So it's like there's no need of user to move out of SAP for anything. So they will just continue their work on SAP GUI, and when they trigger for signing, it will ask for the dongle to select and sign, and once sign and close, then document will come back to SAP. That means all information is floating from SAP and coming back to SAP within seconds. There is nothing like you are downloading and signing and uploading back somewhere or uploading to SharePoint or some other systems. It's not like that. So you are working in SAP and you are getting the data in SAP only. And the second option is a server-based signing. That is the certificate-based signing, PFX certificate-based signing. That's organizational certificate. So this option is for the almost fully automated approach. Like you don't want to involve anyone to do manually the signing process. You can fully automate it. Or if you want someone to just review, the concerned person to review the PDF copy of the invoice or the order or the challan or anything, and they can review and they can push for signing. So automatically it will sign and come back to the system. From there, you can enable auto emailing, or from there you can issue the printouts, and many things can be done post to that. And also the same document can be attached to your SAP DMS if you're already using SAP DMS, and can be accessible through your standard T codes itself, like VF03 or VF02, those type of T codes. Okay, so the following SAP documents can be signed. It's not the end, just we are giving, for example, for your understanding, we have given few set of documents, like your sales orders. If you are issuing any sales orders, and that can be signed. Sales invoices can be signed. Credit debit notes can be signed. Purchase orders directly from SAP, you can do it. Delivery challans or any quality documents that you are printing from SAP, that can also be signed through the system. And HR documents, suppose for a form 16, etc., you have a set of bunch of form 16 generated outside from your payroll system or within SAP. Okay, so along with the form 26A, or that form 16 attached, embedded in that, those documents in a bulk you can pass on to the system. It can sign those documents and give it back as a full set. So that can be distributed back to the employees. So it's like this, any print you are doing from SAP for signing, or any document or the PDF you are generating from SAP, all can be sent for this type of signing process. Okay, so there's no limit. Any smart form or any Adobe form you are using in system, that is eligible for signing. Okay, the typical architecture is like, typically we are showing the DSC signing server process in the presentation, but in the demonstration we'll show the actual signing process through front-end signing as well as the server-based signing. Both the options will demonstrate to you. But typically what will happen is, in your SAP system, we'll deploy a set of our programs that is called ASP Tax DSC module. That is nothing but, I think, a set of few programs with the configuration management options available. They're nothing but Java programs and tables. Okay, so it won't touch any of your standard code or the standard SAP. So they will come as a TR, and it will be deployed in your SAP system. So that will help you to enable the connectivity with the DSC server. That is, the server is nothing but your signing server, or you can use this same module for the front-end signing as well. So this module, whenever the document is ready for signing, it will be pushed to the signing server. That means it can use the FTP approach, or it can push to the NFS. Like you have a shared directory mounted to the signing server and to SAP system. In the same directory, it will write like A11 directory, which is commonly mounted to both the servers. So it can write over there, and the what are the files coming, the signing server will check the files that are coming. It will churn them or sign them periodically every 1 minute or half minute, and it will put back the signed files back to the outbound directory or the signed directory of the DSC module. So the DSC module can pick up the signed files and make it available in your SAP. If you're already using SAP DMS, these signed files will be uploaded to your DMS and linked to your SAP standard transactions as well, like VF03 document linking all can be done. Okay, so those like ME23 and linking also can be done. So in case of purchase orders, like that, the signing files either stored on the disk or can be stored on the DMS based on your choice, or on your FTP server. So they can be accessible from the ASP.X DSC module, and anytime you can go and access there. You can take the printout, or if it is a DMS, you can go to the standard T codes itself and access those signed documents directly from there. Okay, so for other ERP customers, it's like they can build a mechanism to push the documents and get the documents back. The signing server will work in a similar way. And in the same time, if you have some documents outside these systems, you want to sign in a bulk. So those things also you can push to this particular signing server. And suppose you have 100 to 100 documents to be signed. So we can have a shared directory or map directory to your particular concerned person's laptop or the desktop, and they can put the files in the directory, and the server will pick up those files and sign with applicable certificate. Even if you have multiple company codes and multiple certificates, those are also compatible with this signing server. Okay, this is the typical flow. This is what already we discussed. Okay, so document will be pushed and created by the users, and the ASP.X cockpit agent will push to the signing server. Signing server will sign the document with the proper metadata, like which certificate to be used, at what position the signature to be affixed, which username to be embedded in the signature. Like suppose you have the multiple plants and multiple signing authorities are there. So for each plant or the plant code based or something like that, the signing authority name can also be embedded in the signature as additional information, so that it can say that, okay, Mr. X authorized this, and this is the organization level certificate affixed with this document. That information will be embedded in the document. Okay, and whatever the signed documents are there, that will come back to SAP, and SAP through ASP.X cockpit, you can print them or email them, or that can be moved to DMS. This is a typical life cycle of the DSC document for the server-based signing. So some of the key features, okay, so one, no dependency on multiple systems. You are working in your SAP and you are working everything from there only. And also a lot of features we have incorporated after, because the solution is almost 3 to 4 years old solution, implemented in more than 50 customers. And based on the feedback received from the various customers, we keep on added the more and more features to this one. So I can say that now it is more or less like in a very good, with a good set of features that can cover all your business needs. And fully automation also possible. For example, from you want to automate from VF01 invoice creation to digital signing, that automation also possible in this one. Like just users will do their job on the billing document T code, transaction code, and in a span of 1 to 2 minutes, you want to get the final copy of the digitally signed invoice. That is fully automated also possible. Okay, or if you want semi-automated, you can have it. Okay, on-demand print or email of signed copies from the DSC cockpit, you can do it. And you can add CC email ID also. Whenever the email is going from this cockpit, all those can also be emails can also be copied to one of the common email ID, for example, accounts or some invoice copy at the rate some xyz.com. That type of common email IDs you can create, and all the copies can go to that email ID also for a reference point of view. Or in future, if at all, if a customer or the partner is claiming that the invoice is not received, you can resend from there, or you can resend from SAP also. Okay. Audit history is completely maintained, and authorization framework is enabled. Like we also have the maker checker process available. It's optional. If any customer want to have someone review the document, someone to authorize the document. So suppose it's a PDF generated, whether it is good with all taxations and everything is okay or not, someone can verify. Maker can, it's like someone just put the document and keep it there. Someone verify. Once verified, that can be automatically pushed for signing as well. it does, we have the different authorizations available so that we can distinguish the powers of each user separately, maker, checker, and authorizer, etc. Okay, we are not modifying any of your SAP standard code or the SAP system. We are not touching any of these standard tables or enhancements. We are not doing anywhere. So considering that, this is a safe to deploy solution. Okay, so we also have the option to enable workflow-based approval process if at all required. It's an enhancement-based approach. We have the exits open for that. So if at all you have the multi-level approvals or anything required, we can enable that if at all required. Okay, so option to configure the multiple digital certificates. Suppose your SAP is holding 3 or 4 companies or 5 company codes in the same SAP system. In that case, the certificate or the dongles are specific to a company or the individual, right? So considering our solution is compatible to handle the multiple digital certificates and also authorize the signatories, so that would help you to deploy a company code based certificates at the server level or the dongles to the users. Okay, so DSC tokens or the PFX certificate files, PKCS certificate files, whatever the document signing options are available in the Indian market or the as per Indian statutory, all will be covered in this solution. Okay, so what I will do is I'll quickly jump into the system, and I would like to demonstrate. Okay, my colleague Mr. Shishir is going to demonstrate the solution. Shishir, are you with me?
Yeah, Nandini.
Yeah, you can connect to my system. Okay, because the dongle is connected to my system, you can show the front end and as well as the server side signing process from SAP. Yeah, Shishir, you can start off. Hope you got the access control to my system. Shishir, are you with us? I'm on the SAP
Sorry,
screen.
it's okay.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah,
Please,
You are audible.
you can take the control and move on.
Yeah. Hi. Very good evening to everyone. So, as part of a discussion just happened till now, I will be just taking you in and around of the digital signature component that has been what I could say, the product that has been emerged in our company. So, as Mr. Nalini, as he told that as a set of programs once deployed into the system, we will be providing you the, we will be providing you with a T code called /INCASP/DSCM, where this is a specific place where all your documents that gets posted. Suppose like once an invoice is created at 3:50 p.m. or just like 3:53 p.m. So within a span of 5 to 10 seconds, the data that is created, I mean to say the invoice or the whatever the document that is created will be automatically flown to this particular DSC monitor over here. So I will just explain you about our inputs as per our company's thing. So here I am just so I have today just created some of the documents for the demo purpose. So I'm just executing this. So this gives you the information of providing the company code, business place, and the document level, and the 2 radio buttons or 2 checkboxes over here provides you the information related to the sales related process of outward related things and the purchase related process. You have got even additional criteria as well for bifurcating or else for filtering out the data for the DSC signing application. So once this is executed, the look and feel of the screen looks like this. Whatever the data that has been input in the previous selection screen, the first folder represents you about the company code, the second one represents you the business place, and the checkbox that has been ticked by default, the sales process, will be shown to you. So along with that, we have categorized the documents into multiple categories. So sales documents, that is nothing but our respective invoice documents and all those stuff will be coming over here. And along with that, sales credit debit notes documents and any other delivery challans or some other kind of documents. If you wish to populate in this particular category, we can populate the same. Along with that, we have given you the multiple categories of customer related documents based on customers, multiple more scenarios other than the standard flow. If any of the customer wishes to get the document signed, we give this provision to the customers. So once an invoice is created, I'm just double clicking on this particular area. So once this is provided, this is how the look and feel of the output gives you at the initial moment. So once the invoice is created, this is how the data comes and resides here. So you just forget about the first thing. We would be starting with the second thing. Okay. So first, once the document is created, the data will come and sit in this particular area like this. So first uh, thing is, we would like to verify the document before signing the thing. And the next one would be your document signing thing. And the last one will be your mail sending thing if possible. So if required. So here what multiple buttons are there. I will just explain you about what are all those buttons first initially. So as the invoice gets created and it is automatically fetched to this invoice digital signature monitor. So once the verification of the document is done before signing, if any of the corrections needs to be done at your invoice level. Let's take an example. Once your invoice is created, by the time of dispatching of the goods or something like that, your user might have forgotten about giving the payment terms or something like that in your invoice printout. So in such scenario, already my data got extracted with the respect to smart form printout or also respect to output with the data that was available at that moment of time. So the data that has been eradicated in the previous thing will be not possible to get retrieve back again. So in that scenario, what we will be doing is we will be deleting the document. We have the option of deleting the document and re-extracting the document. This is the functionality of delete button. After that, we will come again with the refresh button within a couple of minutes. So verify option is one of the optional parameter that has been provided to the customers. So one of our customers has asked about the maker checker concept kind of thing. So an invoice will be created by a plant person at a location. So the verification of that particular document can be done by another person. Once he approves like verified or something like that, next process of signing the document will takes place. So that is the functionality of verification. The next thing, the main thing is here, the digital signature thing. So the first one is send for sign. That is nothing but the server level signing. That is what we call it as a PFX file that can be purchased on the name of company's perspective. It cannot be purchased on an individual perspective for I mean to say the PFX file. So the next thing is sign manually. This is nothing but the front end signing. This is something like our DSC application tool, which is a Java based application, will be installed on the respective front end systems, so that the user will have the straight away functionality of signing the documents automatically. I mean to say signing the documents individually, document by document. So after that, we have the option, we have provided the option of sending the mail to the customers. So since in the previous a few minutes back, as Mr. Nalini has told, that your what I could say, based on the printing things and all those stuff, if you want to send the documents as a soft copy, you can send the documents as a soft copy to your respective customers. So that's the reason we have given you the option of mail sending functionality also here. So send email to self is something like some as a CC to yourself only. You can even have that document back into your system. So the next thing is the download functionality. So once your documents get signed, you can even download all those documents and keep it in your respective folders or Google Drive, whatever it is there. So coming to the signed properties, I will tell you after some time. So the next thing is will be your print option. So the print option is nothing but you can even try to take the printout directly from the screen only. So in order to take the printout, so the most important parameter or else the prerequisite over here is you need to have a Adobe Reader, which is a version 11, and an Acrobat Acro Reader 32 as an extension file in your respective systems. So until unless that is not available in your systems, you cannot take the you can take the printouts. But what happens here is the digitally signed document will come with the question mark rather than coming like an normal green tick mark button. So normally once a document gets signed normally digitally, a green color tick mark comes where it shows that it is a digitally verified document, so that no issues will be there on that. If any question mark will be there, that is one of the normally users might complain that the question mark is coming. So we tell the customers as a prerequisite to install whoever the customer, you yourselves from your systems or else your counterparties also should have their Adobe Reader 11 installed in their systems in order to have the visibility of the digital signature directly with a green color tick mark thing. So the document that if suppose a document got extracted and you have signed the document also, before sending the document, I have to say sometimes most of the customers, as I have seen from a past few months or whatever the clients that I have been working with, even though we have told that the digital signature is something like related to the soft copy kind of thing, you can send the emails to the customers. So most of the users are use it in such a way that once your document gets generated and the respective e-invoice and e-waybill and all those stuff gets generated, after that they want to take the digital sign and after that take the hard copy along with the truck. This is what that is happening. So at that time, let's take an example. Your entire document has been extracted and everything has been done and signing also has happened. So once your signing has happened, we have given the provision of deleting the document as an optional thing based on the customer's requirement. So most of the customers, what they tell is once the document gets signed, there is no need to delete my document from this monitor. This delete functionality will work only at the time of this delete functionality will be restricted to this particular screen only. It won't delete any of your standard SAP tables or anything. As Mr. Nalini told that we are not touching any updating or doing any sort of activities on your standard tables. We are just fetching the data and doing the respective activities. So if suppose this got signed and you have found that an issue has arisen over here, in such scenario, what you can do is you can delete this document. So I will just copying this document number once again. You can just select this. This is one of the parameter which we can ask the user to delete the document in case of any error came, and you can re-extract the document here once again. So automation and manual thing. So we have given the manual option also of extracting the data based on the scenarios, sales documents, purchase documents, and respect to other documents. So once I click on execute, the document gets extracted to the DSC monitor once again. So whatever the documents that were there, it will come back again and it will update in this DSC monitor without signing. So this is how a document auto extraction happens. And this auto extraction happening also will be based on certain configuration that we do at the backend level for you guys. So based on that configuration only, your once your invoice gets triggered to our DSC monitor, the data comes and resides over here. So the verification part is one of the first option, first parameter to verify the document, which is an optional thing based on the customer's requirement. After that, signing the document. After that, once the document gets signed, you can take the printout from here only. So remaining all information is something like your internal information of all the respective columns, whatever you ask us for to do. So once the document gets updated in this DSC monitor, so the next action from the user side will be, first he will, as I have told that in our Incresol system, we have kept the verify option as the mandatory option. So that's the reason the first option will be the verify option. So once I click on verify, what happens here is the verify file, which the document which you are going to sign the document, that will be the PDF content will be available in this hyperlink. So once I click on this particular link, it will show us what was the PDF document associated with this particular invoice. So we have seen that the QR code is available over here. Along with that, whatever the information is there, all the information, I say that it is okay and fine. So I will click that and I will say it as verified button. In case of verification process, when the user does, if he has found that any of the changes needs to be done at the invoice level, he will say that corrections. So once if he says the correction, so what happens here is the document for signing will be stopped over here, and the whatever the activity that needs to be done from the user end, he will do that, and he again reiterate the document for signing once again. So now I am just clicking on the verification. So in the initial level, when I have sent the document for verification, if you could see here, there is a variation in the wording here. So before sending for verification, it is shown as yet to be verified for sign. Once it is sent for verification, it has changed his word to sent for verification. So once I click on verified, what happens here is now the status has changed to verified button and the verification has been done. So the next level of activity, what the user does here is he will go to digital signature and he will click on sign manually. So I am just telling about the two functionalities that are available in our product level. So once I click on sign manually, so what happens here is whatever the DSC application that was installed.
Shishir,
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you here. Okay. So the sign manually is nothing but the signing using a USB dongle. Okay. So the token. So I have one with me. Okay. Hope you are able to see in the video. So I'm connecting this dongle to the system. So I want to sign using the dongle. Then sign manually process will take place. If you want to use the certificate, then send to sign. That is the server-based signing is the first option. Okay. I'm connecting the dongle to the server. So I connected the dongle. Let it be recognized. Okay, USB token is inserted. I'm trying to open this. I think it's already open here. I'm just do the login. So you can get it connected to your system and keep it there. And then after that, what we'll do is, so the document is already downloaded. So it's like once the dongle is connected, it will automatically recognize here from the key store. If it's not recognized, you just hit the load keys and it will show the dongles. Okay. So the multiple dongles are connected, it will show that one. You can select the right appropriate dongle and you click on the digital signature. It will proceed with the signing process. It will ask for the key of the dongle. So the signing took place and the signed document is coming back to SAP automatically. You can see that the status got changed to signed, and also we can see the signed file from here. Signed file. I'm scrolling a little bit on the right to my right. Okay, you can see the signed file uploaded, and if I open it, you can see that it's a digitally signed document from the dongle. That means the dongle is connected to the user laptop and they signed the document. And if I scroll down, I can see that it is signed by Nalini Kumar Global. Using my dongle, I have signed it, and the tick mark, the signature is valid. Even these coordinates you can control or you can configure in that in the particular agent installed on the user's laptop. Okay, so this is nothing but the DSC signer utility will be installed on the user's laptop. If they want to use the dongle. If they want to use the server-based signing, there is no need of any such of installations. Okay. So you can see the certificate and everything done from the dongle and embedded, and the copy came to your SAP, and they can print from here, they can download, or they can email from here. In case of DMS is already there, we don't have currently, we don't our environment don't have a DMS, but we already implemented DMS for 15 plus customers. So the signed file can be uploaded back to the DMS and linked to your particular SAP document. This is a billing document, right? So we can even link to it. Okay, that type of flexibility is available in this solution. So user can directly print the PDFs from there or download from the VF03 T code or the respective T codes of any specific document. Okay, so Shishir, you can go ahead with the server signing as well.
Okay, fine.
Even
So
it's like you can use
yeah.
mixed also. For a set of documents you want to use front-end signing, for set of documents you want to use server signing, that also possible. Currently the system you saw that first document signed using dongle and the next document Shishir is signing using server signing, for example. Yeah, go ahead, Shishir.
So the for the basic signing mechanism of server level, we have some prerequisites that will be discussed later with your network team and all those stuff. So normally what we do here is we would be installing the as I have told you that server level signing is nothing but a PFX file which is under the name of individual person, individual capacity or against organization capacity. You can hold the PFX file as a single PFX file. So you cannot purchase multiple you can purchase the multiple PFX files. Okay, the thing is those PFX files should be installed at the server level. So once that PFX file is installed at the
just to clarify here, the server means the signing server. It's a separate VM we recommend. There, a virtual machine or a small box, it's like it won't require much resources. There, we'll install our DSC signing software, and PFX certificates also will be installed there, and all the files will be pushed there for signing along with the metadata. Yeah, go ahead, Shish. You can show the signing process.
Sign. So once I click on the send for sign, what happens here is, so it will tell it's to be verified. So I am just going to click on verify folder, and I click on verified. So once I click on this particular document, I'm going for the digital signature, send for sign. What happens here is the PDF document that is associated with this document will be going to the server level. So there at our at our DSC server, what happens here is we have installed our DSC application over there. The DSC application will run for every 1 minute as a background scheduler, so that whatever the documents that comes and sits in that particular area, for every 1 minute it will take how many documents are there in the queue, and it will try to sign all those documents and give us back that signed documents back to the SAP system. So so in order to get that signed document back to the SAP system, there is a functionality called refresh button, which in turn will get the fetch back the data of that signed document back to the SAP system. So once I click on this refresh button, if you could see, the status of this has got changed, and your signed file also has arrived, and you have got your signed date and timestamp as well, when it was signed and all those stuff. So once I click on this signed file, so the same thing. So here at our server level, this is how this signature gets embedded. So this is one of the test PFX file that we have in our server level. So this is how it will look like. So signature valid, digitally signed by some DSC Mudra solutions. Tomorrow, if you try to purchase, if you purchase your PFX file, the wording will be something like digitally signed by your company name and so date and time. So since I have told you that the PFX file can be purchased on either an individual name or else on a company name, right? So in that situation, if an end user or else if the business user asks us for what I could say, asks us for the name of the person who has signed the document, even though the PFX file is under the company's name, some of the users might ask, business users might ask, suppose you have got your business running in all the 36 states or something like 20 states. Against these 20 states, you have got two plants or two plants. So plant 1, Shishir should sign. Plant 2, Nalini Kumar should sign. Or else plant 3 and 4, Mr. Mahesh should sign. Something like that. Some parameters would be set over here if you want to have the name embedded into your digital signature. So in order to have that name embedded into the digital signature, what we will be asking is, for against each company code, suppose yours is a company code 1000, business place is 1000. Okay, these all information will be provided by us. We will just ask against which plant. Suppose like 1001 is one of the plant. Here, Shishir is the contact person for this plant, and his location is from Hyderabad. Okay, so what happens here is, once the signing takes place, whatever you have seen the signed file there, it will embed with the name of the person who has signed this document. So against the company name also, down you can see from which location and which person has signed that document also can be visible in that particular signing coordinates. I mean to say signing area. So this is one of the one of the key parameter that has been asked by most of the users. So this is how a digital signature from the server level signing gets worked.
Yeah, thank you, Shishir. Okay, so hope you got the clarity on how the front end signing happens and how the server based signing happens, and you can restrict for a few plans on the or the few type of documents for the front end signing, like using dongle, and for few documents or the few type of documents using server based signing, that is also possible. So there is a lot of customization options are available in this tool, but technically anything is like this type of crisscross combinations. If you want, we can do that. And if you want to sign any documents which are not there on your SAP system, for example, you have some documents outside your SAP and you want to load it to the system and you want to get executed as a digital sign process, there is an option available. It's like there is an option called inward, outward, and other documents. In other documents, we have a program available through which you can upload external documents as a bulk PDF set of PDFs, and you can sign it from here as well. So there are various options available in this tool. So most of your organizational digital signing needs can be covered from this particular solution, I can say. So considering we're at almost 4:15, so I'll jump back to the presentation. Okay. Okay, so already we saw these all these things. Okay, so I'm just skipping those. So why ASP tax? Okay, so why not other vendor? Why ASP tax? Because we know SAP and we know other technologies outside SAP technology. We can club these two together in a better shape than many other companies available in the market. That means no need to depend on multiple partners to implement this solution. So it's a single point of contact, a single company which is going to implement the end-to-end implementation of this solution and customize it as per your need, or we can tailor this as per your requirements. Okay, that's the capability we are having. That's why we feel that we are the better than many other players in this particular domain, digital signing domain. Okay, and no need of any developments to be done from your side. Our team will take care of the whole developments. And the interface is user friendly. We are open to take up any new features you request. We can embed as part of our solution. We can release as part of the product feature or the product releases. And ready to enable integration options. As I said, if you want to sign from dongle, you can do it. Or if you want to sign using FTP based solution, we can do that. Or if you use NFS based solution, you can use. Or if you want to do directly integration with DMS and read the data from DMS and upload back to the data to DMS, that is also possible. And also fully automation also possible with all other solutions you are having, like eWebily, Invoice, or other tools you might be using in the system. Okay, so single window DSC cockpit we are having. So no user not required to move to here and there to the multiple T codes or multiple places, and the buttons will be controlled based on the authorization of the user, and the user can come to one T code and do all the job related to the DSC. Even if you don't want to enter the user to DSC monitor, that also be possible. We have done the type of implementation also few of the customers in a fully automated manner. And it's a highly configurable and customizable solution. It's not like something is a rigid solution. You need to modify the code always. A lot of things can be controlled through the configuration. Okay, we have the verification on approvals workflows. If you have anything like that, we can enable them. Multiple signers management can be done. Okay, there are a few of the customers who are using our solutions. So from large tier customer to mid-level customers, most of the companies are using our solutions. They are feeling that it is saving a lot of their team's time. For example, Dabur, if you take it, they use it to sign almost 5,000 documents a day. But after taking our solution, the signing process, it's like they used to use the wet signature. There's a pen and paper based signature that used to consume a lot of time of that particular one person dedicated to sit and do that signing. After this solution, that person is completely freed up of signing process, and that person was dedicated or allocated for a better job, considering his experience level and the maturity levels he is having in that company. Okay, so that's all from my side. Okay, so I'd like to open the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please, you can ask in the chat window or the Q&A window. And also, you can have any queries, you can write to us on kumar.n@incresol.com or sales@incresol.com. Yeah, Mahesh, you can share if there are any Q&As already you received in the Q&A section.
Yes, Nalini, we have few questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
please go ahead.
The question is, does your signature integrate with popular document management systems like SAP DMS?
Yes, I told it already. So the SAP DMS is ready to integration available in the system. Like they don't need to do much of the coding. The current available tool has that inbuilt capability with SAP DMS. And also along with SAP DMS, the linkage will happen with your standard T codes. Like the signed document is visible in your standard T codes or display T codes from which you can access the documents instant manner or in the future also. That's the easiest way instead of coming to the DSC cockpit. That's possible. But if any other DMS are there, like SharePoint, anything, case-to-case basis, we'll take it as a separate integration activity. But there is no ready-made integrations with those, but we can do that, possible.
There's another question. What about the license, DSC license integrating with SAP?
Sorry, Mahesh, can you please come again?
Any license required for this integration with SAP?
No, there is no license involved considering we are using the file exchange mechanism than any real-time integrations, or we are not generating any SAP documents out of the solution. We are just pushing this data to an outside system using a file exchange or the file shared file system. Okay, so considering that there is no any digital access license or other access license violations.
Okay. There's another question. What is the difference between USB signing and the PFX certificate signing?
Yeah, as already Shishir explained a bit on that. Okay, so the USB signing is an individual identity. The token will be issued against an individual name. For example, Nalini, the token will be issued against Nalini Kumar name. Okay. Whereas PFX won't be issued on the individual names. PFX is the organizational name only they are issuing. Earlier they used to issue the individual PFX also, but now they discontinued. Okay. So the PFX or the certificate, this digital certificate, like a PKCS or the PK12 or the PFX files, those can be issued as a document signed at the organization level. That means the certificate will be issued at the capacity of your organization, whereas USB will be issued at the capacity of your any individual. Okay, so that's the only difference. Okay, but both are legally valid. Even though you sign an invoice with with an organization level certificate, that is fine. Just you need to embed the name of that person who is signing that. That's all. So the name is added as an extra information in the sign signature details or signature properties.
Okay. Oh, there's another
And the
question.
other advantage is like in case of server signatures, very manual interventions are there. It will be most of the things can be fully automated. In case of dongle, it's like the manual interventions will be there because someone need to connect the dongle to their laptop and then they need to sit in front of the system and hit the sign button. Then it will download and invoke the dongle and sign and come back to the SAP. So this process involves a little bit of manual intervention, but there you can do 10, 20 documents at a time also. That is possible. There is no such limitation. But it's like the signing process involves manual intervention.
Okay. So there's another question. Is it required for the user to move out of SAP and perform something?
No, you already saw that, right? So I am on SAP GUI only. I clicked on a button, just something popped up and I said, okay. And after that, again, the document came back to me. So that's all. So in this whole story, user is not required to move here and there or go to any other systems. Like there is no any requirement to access multiple applications and do the job. It's a single application that is your SAP.
Okay. And there's
Here
another
to
question.
add upon one thing, sorry Mahesh to interrupt. So when coming to the manual signing, if suppose the person's laptop or any desktop gets crashed or something like that, our DSC application that needs to be installed. I mean to say, in perspective of manual signing, the DSC application will be installed on the desktop level, right? So in such scenarios, if suppose your laptop or desktop gets crashed or something like that, if you want to get it installed, this is one of the extra thing. I mean to say, an standalone or not a standalone, an extra thing that needs to be done every time. So whenever you have an issue with the system or something like that, our team would help you on that activity, sir. Thank you.
We can provide the manual also, but it's not a big thing. It's a matter of couple of minutes job. Okay, so we can give a SOP like that, but it's like anyhow the software at the agent at the desktop level to be installed or the laptop level to be installed. Yeah.
Another question. Does it work both in smart forms and Adobe forms?
Yeah, this is compatible for any print form in SAP. In fact, even SAP script also we can use it, but I think almost SAP script is no more there in most of the customer systems. But it works with smart forms and Adobe forms both.
And how does it work in cloud environment?
Yeah, even in the cloud environment, this works because the signing server you can install as a separate. In case of AWS, you can have a separate EC2 instance, or Azure, you can have a separate VM. Okay, it's like a small VM with the 8 GB RAM or the 4 GB RAM. You can float with a little bit of disk. Okay, it depends on the sizing or the volume of documents, and that will work. And that both will be on the same networking layer, right? So the SAP will interact with that. So that can work pretty much easily because some of our customers are on cloud. They are using comfortably. This is as good as like on-prem, how it works, the same way it will work in the cloud also.
Okay.
But SAP public cloud, it's not compatible. Okay. But SAP private cloud or on a hyperscaler of your own choice, you have moved your systems. In both the cases, it is okay. It's workable.
Another question, can you provide references or case studies from other clients who have successfully implemented your digital signature solution?
Yeah, we can share across. Just take a note, Mahesh, and after the this session, you can share the case studies or the success stories. That's what you asked, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can share across. No issues. If required, you can arrange a call with the customer who are using it successfully to get a feel out of it, how the solution is working and all. Even that is also possible.
We will do it.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the questions as of now.
Okay. Okay, we have 4 more minutes, so we'll wait for a couple of more minutes and see. If no more questions, we'll wind up, Mahesh. And meanwhile, we have some webinar series going on related to Rise with SAP. So we have conducted almost 4 webinars in the as part of this series, and 2 more are in line. Okay, next week is one webinar that is on sizing of how you can plan your sizing or optimize your sizing of your infrastructure while going to the cloud, because the cloud is pretty expensive. So how you can optimize the cost. That those topics are getting considered in this one of the webinar in the next Wednesday. And next to next Wednesday, the topic is on digital access license. In which cases you need to go for digital access license? How does it be measured, and what all will be involved with that? So we are keep on sharing our knowledge to the customers to make better choices, considering the lot of change happening in the SAP ecosystem or the SAP licensing structure. So please feel free to enroll for these webinars through our website. That is incresol.com/events. From there you can just try to enroll, or anyhow our team is going to send the emails. Okay, so from that also you can register to those webinars if at all, if it is interesting or suitable to you. Yeah, Mahesh, you have any other questions?
We have 2 questions.
Please.
So now we are with ECC. So if we are opting a solution, if you're migrating a landscape to S4 HANA, do we do again an installation?
No, not required. Okay, so if you are going for the system conversion, that is a brownfield approach, the solution will work as it is. Only thing is, like, if you are moving to a different data center or a cloud, then just that the DSC server also to be installed there, and to integration should happen. It's a minimal work, 1 or 2 days work to be done, and that's all. But coding wise, no changes. Only thing is, like, just enabling the system integration. Second thing is, like, if you are going with a greenfield approach, yeah, definitely it requires a fresh implementation, because in case of greenfield, you don't carry anything from the old system, right? So in that case, yes, it will be treated as a new implementation with the same license you bought from us. So only the implementation charges will take once, and we'll set it up in the target system also, and we'll give it to you.
And we have another question. We have both ECC and S4 in our landscape. Do we need installation separately?
It's like it's a server specific installation. The signer can be, I think even signer can be shared. Okay, the signing server can be shared. It is possible. Okay, because we can create a separate folder for each server, and the documents will be exchanged through that folder. For suppose ECC will push to the ECC1 folder, whereas S4 will push the documents to the S4H folder. So the signer can pick up from there and write it back there. Okay, that's possible. But signer can be single, but the ASP.X DSC agent or the add-on that is required to be installed on SAP side, that to be installed on both the servers. They are different installation base.
Okay.
I clarified the query.
Yeah. Right.
So any other questions, Mahesh?
No, as of now. I think we are good to go.
Perfect. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the session and you liked our product. And if you have any queries, please reach us on the email ID mentioned on the screen, like kumar.anet@incresol.com or sales@incresol.com. Okay. So That's all from my side, and have a nice evening. Thank you. Bye bye. And Mahesh, over to you.
Thank you, Nalini. Thank you, Shishir. And I thank everyone for participation. Hope you all enjoyed the session. Must have taken some important takeaways. Thank you very much. Thank you all.